Alrighty. This I actually thought about today because I just got finishing watching this movie yesterday. I was just in the past like 2 years, the movie I just saw last night, and the movie I saw right when it came out. Those two movies, like just, um, I wouldn't say they're my favorite movie of all time because my favorite movie of all time would be like Lord of the Rings, like Fellowship of the Ring, like just like the whole trilogy. That would be my favorite movies of all time. But I feel like that's a separate. Those are like movies. This I view as like my top films ever. And so far it's only been two. I mean, this year I've kind of missed out on watching some good like films, but last night I watched Wind River, which is about an Indian girl being killed on an Indian reservation out in the middle of the nowhere. And I watched it just thinking, okay, it's just gonna be whatever. But God, like damn, it had me hooked. Like right from the beginning, I was like, Jesus, what the hell? Like, what the hell? What? And Jeremy Renner, his character, man, he's good at pulling off a really serious, like yet emotionally kind of broken guy. Because you don't really see anything. I mean, I've seen The Hurt Locker. I thought that was pretty good. But his sorry, I keep yawning. I just got off work like an hour ago, and it's like 4 in the morning. But yeah, his character, man, total. I definitely believe that he was this just guy who's a tracker and a hunter, and he sold it for me. And Elizabeth Olsen, kind of, I mean, for the most part, she wasn't that bad, but I mean, she was kind of, kind of stupid. I mean, but she played a stupid character, so I guess it works. But I guess I won't try to spoil it too much because I think it's a fairly new movie, like late last year. But he helps her try to find out who the murderer is, and then this thing happens, and by the end I was like, what the like, what? I'm sitting here like, just like eyes open, I can't even blink. I was just like, wow, God, and they all say certain things, and you feel their weight, you feel their emotion, and I was like, God, this movie's hitting me harder than I expected. It's like, wow, and even moments when they're just talking, you're still you're sucked into the movie. You feel like it's so real. I almost felt like I was watching like a recap of a real case or something. I was just totally 100% in the movie, and it hit me. And now I want to buy it on Blu-ray. It's one of those movies. I would recommend to everybody. I mean, it's a bleak and depressing movie. There's really nothing good about it. Towards the end, something happens where you're like, fuck yeah, but that's about it. But just the performances were so good. The shots were so good. The music was so good. Oh man, they had this weird thing where I guess it was a song. It was just some guy. It sounded like he was just kind of humming and mumbling, but man, it really made it kind of creepy and kind of fit the tone of the movie. God, man, it's a good movie. Really good. I'd recommend it for anyone. I guess I'd call it like a suspense thriller. I guess there's no jump scares or anything, and it's not really meant to be like scary, like ooh ghosts or monsters. But God, whew, it'll make you uncomfortable. That's for sure. And then that's about it for that. But the second movie that I was just like, I bought on Blu-ray and I've rewatched a couple times since. Well, actually, since it's come out, I've watched it at least 6 times, which was a Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. That movie I wasn't expecting much going into it, just because overall I don't necessarily watch movies like that. And I know I'm calling it a movie, but at the same time, I do call it a film. I feel like films are more of the more mature, classy kind of cinema, whereas movies are just your average, like Avengers and stuff like that. But after I watched that movie, I felt uncomfortable, but I felt really glad that I watched the movie. You know, it was weird. I had this weird. I didn't think the movie was terrible at all. I had this weird feeling like I enjoyed that, even though I kind of shouldn't. And then you kind of start feeling weird because you enjoyed it. And what I mean is, oh man, sorry. I don't want to get into spoilers. I mean, I know the movie's been out for a while. I don't want to spoil anything in case you haven't seen it. And this is another movie that I recommend to a lot of people, and they kind of don't want to listen to me and don't watch it, but they need to watch it. It's about a guy who's it's basically kind of just a creep, a loner, you know, and he's very just like, you know, just, I don't know. It almost seems like he's kind of like mentally ill, but he also is like very like narcissistic and thinks highly of himself, and so something happens and he wants to become a night crawler, which is people who film accidents and murders and stuff like before the cops and everything. Well, after the cops get there, before other news stations get there, and then they sell the footage for money. And you just see how his life progresses within the life and what starts happening. And by the end, it was like, what the? Like, nothing in this movie felt fictional. Every moment was believable. I believe that if someone cared enough in real life, they could pull off what happened in this movie. And it's freaky because by the end, you know, you're kind of like, whoa. You're like, what? And the movie ends and you're like, what? You know, my girlfriend, oh man, she was not happy with how the movie ended. But I liked how the movie ended, you know? I've been wanting a movie like that. And just like with I said about Wind River, every second, like Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't understand why a lot of people thought or maybe still think he's a shitty actor. I think he's an awesome actor. I liked him in Enemy. I liked him in this movie. I liked him in Life, Donnie Darko, everything. But he's just creepy as shit in this movie, and I love it. God, he pulls off a very, you know, I think he lost some weight too because he looked really skinny, but he pulls off like this creepy narcissist really well. And just how he acts and how he talks, I was like, I am in this movie. Like, I believe this is real. I love this. And, you know, I feel like this is more of a thriller than like horror or anything. Maybe like suspenseful thriller, maybe. To me, I say it's a thriller because it has these elements of menacing, like suspense. But God, it's so good. It is so good. Like you need to go watch it right now. I'd even say go buy it. Go buy it and go watch it. And anyone who you know needs to come over and go watch it with you. And now that I think about it, actually, how this last movie, because this is another movie I didn't think. I know I was gonna say two, but this one more. I didn't think I'd like this movie at all because it's just about police officers. But End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena, where it's all like, you know, perspective of cameras, but it's about two cops, you know, dealing with like crime in a really bad neighborhood, I think in California. You know, it's all fake, but to me, I was emotionally invested in the movie. I loved the characters. I thought it was good character development, and you know, the charisma between them two. I actually felt like it was real, not forced. That's another movie where it starts out simple, but then things start happening. You're like, oh my God! And by the end, man, that's another movie that's been out for a while, but I won't spoil. Like, man, all three of these movies are top notch. Like, I'm not usually into movies like that, but those movies I bought on Blu-ray or Wind River I need to buy. But God, I would rewatch those any day. They are like almost, in my opinion, like classics to me. End of Watch maybe not so much, but Wind River and Nightcrawler, yeah, like those. I don't know if they won awards, but I hope so. I don't watch award shows, but I really hope they won awards. So check those two movies out if you want to definitely check out End of Watch 2. And that's about it for my opinion. Thanks for watching.